Yo, hell yeah. Wyatt begins in like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, welcome to Wyatt. And I'm your host, Wyatt O'Brien Evans. Grrr, woof, goddammit, woof, 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 woof. Hi, I said hi to all my YouTubers out there. If you like what you hear and if you like what you see, and I know you do, I just know you do, click all of those subscribe buttons at the bottoms of all of your screens. And because I knows you loves me, I know you do, give me some likes. And while you're at it, give me some feedback, because I always like to know what you're thinking. You know what I'm saying? Today, Wyatt, I said Wyatt, welcomes Mr. Jeremy Michael Jones. He's a filmmaker, y'all, celebrated for his authentic and impactful storytelling. And y'all get this. He is an exceptional talent with either 20 or more than 20 films under his belt, y'all. So let's jump into things so we can get the full Monty on things so we can find out what this brother is all about. All right? I know you feel me. I know you should do. So without further ado, Wyatt, I said Wyatt, welcomes the Chicago-born and raised filmmaker, cinematographer, and producer, celebrated for his authentic and impactful storytelling, is Mr. Jeremy Michael Jones. Talk at me, my master blaster. How the hell are you?
I'm doing great, sir. Appreciate you having me on the show. Hi, everybody.
Listen, my brother, it's a pleasure. I'm glad you stopped by, Wyatt. And, I saw you on prideindex.com. It was such an absorbing, intriguing article. So I said I had to have you on the show.
Thank you. Yes, and yes, a shout out Pride Index. That article experience was amazing. The feedback, I'm still getting crazy emails. So I appreciate even this opportunity here.
No problem. Listen, first of all, I have to say that I want to be just like you when I grow up. And let me share why. Man, it's because of your thought-provoking, versatile body of film work, which includes The Lies We Tell, But the Secrets We Keep. I love that title. If I Was Your Girl, More Than Friends, Sister Scrooge, and last year's Beyond Distance, a film by Jeremy Michael Jones. And later in the show, we are going to zero in on Beyond Distance.
Man, it's been an awesome journey. I'm able to meet so many wonderful, talented people. I mean, the titles that you mentioned earlier, Lies We Tell, But the Secrets We Keep, Cookie Hughes, Milan V. Parker, If I Was Your Girl, Cookie Hughes, and then you mentioned Beyond Distance. That would be my film, my directorial debut. It's a short film, near and dear to my heart. So it's been an awesome journey, and I'm excited to see where it takes me further.
Wonderful, man. Wonderful. At age 17, you created your first film, The Weight of the Dollar. Man, that's quite an achievement. Would you break it down for us and tell us how that experience validated and nurtured your talent?
Okay, The Weight of the Dollar. I believe it started out as a school project. I think it was an English class the last year of high school. The group consisted of a couple of friends and then a couple of assigned students to the class, or assigned students to the group. And I don't know how we came up with the idea of creating a movie, but this was during the time of Grand Theft Auto, probably Grand Theft Auto 3 being a popular video game. And so we were all playing it. And so the movie that I decided to create was Grand Theft Auto-esque. And so we shot the film in Pullman. I don't know if you're familiar with that area in Chicago. We went in alleys with, prop guns, had the police called on us, because obviously the neighbors didn't know we were shooting a film. So had that experience and, hands up, had to drop the prop guns they put you in the back of the car and all that. So yes, being a filmmaker does have its its challenges, but we were able to shoot a wonderful film, and we were able to. If you're familiar with Illinois at all, Doty Road, we took over that area, had vehicles racing, got some awesome like Fast and the Furious type of shots. So it was a beautiful experience, and I wanted to show this at the end of the year school assembly, right? And so during the time, it was like during computers were kind of iffy, and so when I burnt the final rendered movie, it didn't burn correctly, and so only half of the movie played. And so I had the movie ready at the the day of the premiere or the day of the assembly, had one of them little portable DVD players with the screen, and I was playing it, and it would never get past half the movie. So I had to make a decision like, okay, do I show this film to the students and explain to them, okay, we had technical difficulties, or show something else? And so I pivoted, and I had a music video collection. I believe TRL Countdown was the poppin' show at the time, and so I created a show in its honor called Chips and Clips. I'll sit on the couch, get some chips, and review music video clips, me making parody videos of popular songs at the time. So I had some of the students involved in the project. And so I showed that instead because it played perfectly, because it was shorter, of course, versus the 1 hour long movie or however long it was. And it did exactly what I wanted it to do. It got the reaction out of the people, the laughter, the cheering, everything I wanted from what I was going to get from the way of the dollar, I did get from showing Chips and Clips. So that experience gave me two sides of it, meaning you got to be ready to pivot when all heck breaks loose, and you got to also, roll with the punches. And like, even if I didn't have another project to show at the time, I had to be ready to just accept that loss, because, first impressions are everything. And so I still, like 20 years later, remember my first impression of when I first showed something that I made to the world.
Interesting. Didn't you actually meet Spike Lee?
I did. I went to, where did he come from? He had a speech that he was giving at Chicago State. I didn't go to Chicago State at the time, but my godmother, who was connected to a bunch of people, called me up, said, Jerry, Spike Lee is at Chicago State. Stop what you're doing, go there. And so, like the obedient godson that I am, I did that and went straight to Chicago State, got in, and so I was able to hear Spike Lee speak. And so he asked everyone, if you all had any questions, line up and, present your question to Spike. So of course I did. I'm in the line, right? And so I came prepared. I had a script in hand. If I believe it was Granny Ballers, written by Cookie Hughes, shout out, and it was in the middle envelope. So I was in line waiting. Everybody get asking the question. Then they preface the moment with, okay, Spike Lee does not want any project submitted to him, so do not submit any project. Don't pitch any project. So that bursted my bubble right in the line. I'm like, oh, come on, I came all this way, printed these documents, it cost the print, So I'm ready. So I'm next, and I'm like, what do I do? So I had to pivot again. So in the process of me, collaborating with Cookie and all the other filmmakers, I created in my mind a business plan of how to pivot from Hollywood. And I positioned this to Spike during my moment. So I got up to the microphone, all these people looking, and so I tell Spike, hey, what do you think about a totally independent system outside of Hollywood that's financed by some African kings, and we got the slate, everything, and I want you a part of the board of directors and all this, yada, yada, yada. And he's like, huh? And I'm like, how can I submit this information to you? And so he just basically did a little head nod of, I'm basically like, what? What does that mean? He basically handed to the person, his assistant right next to you. And so she walked up to me and I, boom, handed to her. Now, of course, in this envelope was the script for Granny Ballers. So I did not hear back from him. So, but when I meet him again, I will remind him of this and hopefully we will have a great laugh.
Mr. Jones, you are actually Mr. Slick. Look, listen, that's why you're dressed all dapper right now, because listen, my brother, you Mr. Slick. You did the pivot. Oh, my goodness. Well, look, it's my understanding that you copped an MTV job. I mean, you work for Nickelodeon and Nick Jr., MTV Threads as an internship, and then later on, you work for MTV. You work for MTV Network's cluster, 4-channel cluster, Spike TV, Comedy Central, CMT, and TV Land. Tell us about that.
Man, shout out to everybody there. Man, y'all know who you are. MTV. Okay, so I went to Columbia College, Chicago, and phenomenal school. Shout out to them. So this was my first and only internship, and how I got it, I went into for the lack of a better term, an internship office, right? And so I go ask them what kind of internships you have, and they hand me this binder full of emails, printed emails. So I go sit in the corner, and I go through each email. And I'm just reading, and basically it's different companies sending the messages to Columbia saying, hey, we got space for an intern, blah, 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 blah. So I'm reading, and I come across this email, and the signature of the email basically says, intern coordinator, MTV Networks. MTV, great. And it said Chicago. I was like, cool. So I don't have to go to LA or New York to do this. So I'm like, all right. So went back to the coordinator and asked, okay, well, how do I follow up? And they explained, and I did that. The representative of MTV called me in for an interview. And then I go downtown. So little do I know, every channel that you can think of, BET, MTV, Discovery, everybody is here in Chicago. And I'm like, wow. Who knew? But how it works is in New York, it's the money side of it. In LA, it's the creative side of it, all the stars. And in Chicago, it's the advertising side of it. Because, the advertising agencies are right across the street. So, boom, I'm at MTV and I get the internship. So I'm with one other person. I believe they were from Columbia as well. So one other person on this internship, 1 month into this internship, I believe I come on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I come in 1 month into it, and everybody's jovial, exactly how you would think MTV is. It is like this. They would prefer, jeans, t-shirt, relax. It's a very chill environment. I love that place. So I'm coming in 1 month in, and they, with a smile on their face, said, everybody got fired. We're packing up and going home. And I'm just smiling, waiting for the punchline, like, okay, give it to me. And it never came. And I'm like, huh? And so, yeah, no, that was true. And I'm like, what? So they eliminated an entire division just like that. And so this day I'm packing up everybody's things, DHLing it to their homes. Like it's over 1 month in. And so my antennas go off again. And I'm like, wait a minute, I got to pivot. A pivot word, right? So I print my resume, and MTV, if you understand how MTV or Viacom or CBS or whoever owns them now, how it works is it's a bunch of channels. So MTV, Nickelodeon, CMT, TV Land, all these people are right here. So I'm like, okay, let me not just waste this opportunity. So I took my resume, went to the first office I saw, inspected, like, okay, peep the situation, knocked on the door, went in, placed my resume on the desk and said, hi, I'm Jeremy Michael Jones. I was the MTV intern. You obviously don't know what happened here. I'm going to continue my internship here with you, and walked out. and boom. They had an intern already on their team and whatnot. They slid me on in, and everybody got terminated that day, unfortunately. And I turned that into a 5-year career. I'm like, oh man, this was awesome. So it was just a great experience. And so when I went to the position at MTV, so I was interning at MTV, then I worked for them. It became the channel clusters CMT, TV Land, Comedy Central, and Spike. That was the group. And so I basically was the client service representative and helped arrange and maintain clients' ad spaces in between the shows. So like South Park and, right in between there's a popping time. So all the good advertisers want that little prime space. And so we got to fight for that. So it was just a great experience. But I am a creative at heart. That's what I do. I love, I'm a filmmaker. And so that bubble burst my excitement really initially because it was MTV, the advertisement sector. Now, I love advertising, respect, shout out to advertising and everybody in it. But I wanted to make the TV shows. So while at this place, I got the blessing from them. So I'm working with Comedy Central. I'm working at Comedy Central. I'm there. I get the blessing from them to pitch them a show. They're like, yes, absolutely. So cool. So I'm with my team. Shout out to Adam Sarpotis, Dan Milliken, Mike Last, Mike Young. Y'all know who you are. That's the team. And so I set this up. It took about like 6 months to reach the president of Comedy Central. We get the documents together, we get the episodes together, the title. It was called 80085. We were pitching them this TV show. If you put those numbers into a calculator, it spells boobs. So we're making this raunchy show for them. And so we pitched it to them, finally got an answer from Kent Alterman. That was the president at the time. And he gave me a smack in the face, for a lack of a better phrase. And the smack was, this is wonderful, but where's the show? And I'm like, huh? And I'm like, so it was like reality. It's like, oh, wow, they don't want to. I'm sure they develop shows, and I'm not trying to give away their secrets, but it's like, in my eyes, like they don't want to develop it. They want it already ready. They already want it packaged, and they just want to say, keep going. And so I was like, oh, okay, fine. So that really just gave me a reality check. And from that moment on, I left the company and started creating that work. And so I was able to create 80085 with the team. Then I was able to join a new team with Cookie Hughes and then Milan V. Parker and Christy Turner, Kiana Turner. I mean, the list goes on. Like we're connected out here. So it was just wonderful experience. I'm an MTV boy. I'm an MTV cat. And their influence is still resonating and being shown through me in all my work. Like even with this Hollyhood awards that I got, it is in honor of the MTV movie award, all of that. I'm a product of you all. Respect. Thank you all for what you did for me.
Well, let me say that we're going to talk about Hollyhood a little bit later, but I need to say this. Let me tell you something. As well as being Mr. Pivot, you were Mr. Bold and Bodacious. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
Man. Yes, you were.
Thank you, man.
Man, I tell you. But look, let's fast forward and dissect last year's Beyond Distance, a film by Jeremy Michael Jones. I mean, it poignantly explores the themes of love, resilience, and the healing power of connection with an absent parent. So tell us about that, man.
Okay, well, I believe how did it come about? I received a Facebook message from Colorado. Shout out to Colorado, poppin' hip hop artist from Chicago. And he messaged me saying, applying for this Project Fatherhood, something to that effect. I can't remember who puts it on. The logo is circling in my head, but it's escaping me right now. But shout out to that group. So I stood up to the challenge and I was like, okay, Fatherhood Project, Black Fatherhood. And so personally in my life, I'm searching for my father. So that challenge was challenging for me, meaning how when I went to search who created other projects for this competition, I was seeing all positive, uplifting, Black fathers with their little kids and all those great moments. And I said to myself, I'm like, okay, I don't have these moments. So how can I make a project that still resonates to people and still respects to my father, pay respects to Black fathers out here? And so I created Beyond Distance. So it's my ode to an absent father. It's me saying, I'm still here. I want to be found. I want to, be nurtured. I want to have these awesome moments, and there's still time because I'm still here on this earth. So I coded it in a way that was polite, nice, but in reality it's that, so hopefully, and I'm getting called on this project. They like, do more. And it's just like, okay. And so now I'm making other short films. I'm making this Greek mythology short film on the story of Peyton. Basically, he's trying to search for his father, who he believes is the sun god. And he approaches him and says, okay, you are my father. Let me show the world that you are my father. And he says, let me drive the sun around the world. And the son guy's like, what, are you kidding me? And then he does it and ends up dying in the process. So it's like, I'm in my head, but I'm out here trying to tell the other side of it. Because yes, we want Black fathers in our life, but we got to realize a lot of Black fathers are not in our life. And so we have to not necessarily put them down. We got to open that door and say, hey, come back in, baby. It's all love, it's all love. So.
Oh man, this is a worthy project because I can relate because my dad died when I was like 4 or 5, so I really never knew him and I can't really remember much of him. So I
Sorry.
I totally get it. Oh, no problem. I totally get it. So that is great. Yeah, that's great. Okay, my brother. You say that you are redefining the indie film space by championing underrepresented voices and building a dynamic community of creators, and that you're the visionary behind the Hollyhood movement. Intriguing. So, what compelled you to create this initiative, and how do you see it shaping the future for indie artists and filmmakers?
Man, appreciate the question. That was an awesome question. Honestly, the movement, and from my eyes, and I'm sure from a lot of these artists' eyes, stem from anger, pain, frustration, so when I connected with Cookie Hughes, Milan D. Parker, we were in a movie called Chasing Hollywood. And so if you look that up, look us up, we say some awesome stuff in it. And so and I've been chasing Hollywood, and so I left my job to chase Hollywood. And I'm chasing it from the other standpoint, meaning the actors, all those folks who are chasing it, respect to how they do it. They're chasing it from the getting paid standpoint. Now, I want to get paid. That is the goal. But I'm on the other end of it. I'm that person paying. So I'm that studio so when the movie takes a loss, it's all us, not the actor, So
Yes.
it stems from pain. So the movement really came when I saw all of these artists having plethora of work, meaning I just meet you and you say to me, I got 10 films, I got 20 films. I've been in this game for 40 years. I'm like, whoa. And then I'm hearing this from multiple people, and I'm just like, wow, this is amazing. And they all have their various stories of what it took to get to where they are and what they're chasing. And so in me chasing Hollywood, I'm in this movie, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna take this seriously. Let me chase this. So I chase this. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to make a movie. So I'm like researching what movie I should make. So I'm connecting with different artists, trying to make their movie, make my movie, make somebody's movie, make a political movie because you can make fun of them without them, repercussions, or you haven't had permission or something. So I'm just trying to figure out what to do. So I narrow it down to a Harold Washington movie. So now that's where I'm at with it. And so then I go in and try to crunch at this and reach out to the stars, trying to make this my A-list project. So I reached out to the Beyoncés, reached them, 6 months of conversation with her, nothing. She says, no, I'm not interested. Reached Brad Pitt. His conversation was really like 15 minutes. Don't want to be in it. Matt Damon, don't want to be in it. Maggie Gyllenhaal. I'm reaching out to these people, and it's taken a long time to even get to these people. And so I'm breaking down these barriers because they're not trying to be easily accessible, but I'm busting down these doors. Reached before Diddy had his whole issue. I reached to him. It took me 2 years just to break down his door, and I finally get in, and they pivot me to his agent out in Hollywood, and then turn me down immediately. And I believe, how much did I offer him? And I'm gonna say this on camera. I think I offered him $1 million twice. I offered this guy $1 million twice to be in this project, Harold Washington. And he at the time said, no, I'm not interested. Creatively, I'm on music. And understandably, respect to his music. So all of these daggers, I reached out to Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage people call me up, says, we love the project, but Nicolas is not interested in being the bad guy at this moment in his career. And that hurt my heart. Everybody was excited, like, oh, Nicolas Cage, yeah, but not for us. So everybody keeps telling me, Jeremy, make your own movie. Jeremy, stop going to Hollywood. And so I'm just like, fine. And all of these people are on that same wavelength. I'm like, okay, let's brand this. Everybody's gonna keep making these movies outside of Hollywood, regardless of Hollywood's existence or Hollywood's whatever. Let's put this under one umbrella and call ourselves a movement, call ourselves indie or whatever you want to call it. And the name to me was like, okay, you got Bollywood, you got Nollywood, you got, I don't know. So I said, okay, Hollyhood. And I said, okay, hood, the hood part is the negative. It's like, we don't want to shoot them up, bang, bang. It's not that. I'm like, okay, let's rebrand this. Let's rebrand the term hood to meaning resilient, to meaning that you will not take no for an answer. You will find a way to make it happen, make your money, and make it out here. And so I come up with this name, the branding, Hood, Hollyhood, and created an awards show to showcase the talent that is not seen by Hollywood. Who Hollywood is missing, because it's millions of people, man. Our views are popping. We are 10 million on one episode, 1 million on this. Like, look at our numbers. We are out here. We are number one. Nobody's topping us. And so put us at the peak of this, we will become the Netflix of urban content. Like, Tubi has signed this deal with Fox or whoever they signed this deal with, so they're not letting in everybody no more. So come this way. Hollyhood will never blackball you. You can never get blackballed from Hollyhood. Hollyhood is yours. Hollyhood is not mine. It's all of ours. And I'm just trying to put this under one umbrella and go at this world because we are ready. We are primed. We have paid our dues. And now is the time.
I love it. And Harold Washington was the first Black mayor of Chicago.
Yes.
He was a real firebrand.
Yes.
So I think
and trying to make this movie is a huge honor. I'm getting so much support from my city, from my team, Jamie Black, co-writer, co-producer. Right now, our biggest challenge is we're trying to find our Harold. We're vetting a couple of people, a couple of powerhouses, a couple of heavy hitters, but person who's been on the team for a long time, respected actor in the game, respect to him. Miguel Nunez Jr., he played Juana Man, and obviously some iconic roles back in the day and currently, and got some new stuff coming out. And he's been a champion of Harold's story. He got us to Lionsgate. Lionsgate, unfortunately, had to pass on us. And so we're just trying to, again, chase Hollywood. When in reality, we need to make this movie and make our money, regardless of if Hollywood is coming, because they're going to come. And then when I'm also researching this, they're going to come when everybody's over here at the party. Then they're going to come knocking. And then hopefully I'll be in the right spirits to open that door.
Tell us about Hollyhood magazine.
Okay, so I've been wanting to make this magazine for about 8 years now. I gotta mention this movie. So my near and dear movie that I'm trying to make or complete is called Nikki. Nikki is based on an urban erotic novel that is written by my aunt B. Lisa called La Femme Nikki. Look it up, check it out. And so I wanted to make this movie on green screen, 100% green screen. It'll be the first ever Chicago movie, hood movie, all done on green screen. So I was excited about this. And so I'm having all these beautiful ladies around. It's just like, okay, these women need to be, and of course, they're the artists and their journeys. They need to be showcased to the people who already view them as stars. And it's like, okay, I need to put this magazine together. So about 8 years ago, I created like a magazine page or something, and had the certain articles mentioned. And so then I said, okay, I need this Hollywood Awards to come back again, and I want to take over the whole year. So we need a magazine so that everybody can understand who is in this movement, who is nominated, what their journey is, because you don't even get to see this about Brad Pitt's journey or Tom Cruise's journey, So now you get to thoroughly enthrall yourself in the lives of these awesome, awesome talent. And so I created this first issue. I think it's about 40 pages long, has different articles about musicians, rappers, hip hop heads, actors, actresses, directors, producers, little commentary, movie reviews, as well as cartoons. So it was an awesome experience to create it, and the feedback has been tremendous. And I'm ready for the next issue, which will be delivered this March.
That is a hell of an undertaking. Congratulations. You're the man.
No, you the man.
No. Look, you're Mr. Pivot, right? You're Mr. Bold and Bodacious.
Respect.
And you're the man.
Appreciate this time.
Look, I want to take you back to that PrideIndex.com article, and shout out to Philip Esteem, who is the administrator of PrideIndex.com. Okay, this is a long ass quote, but it's important. So here we go. And I quote, "I would not recommend the life of a filmmaker to anyone. It is an acquired taste and is not something for the weak at heart. This life can go left. This life can go left very quickly. It can definitely change your life. If you're looking forward to an immediate change in your life, where you're living in a high rise, know that it doesn't come quickly. It can also change your life on the flip end and can cost you your money, your homes, and your cars. I'm speaking from experience. Be careful, because this is a deadly game, and I see it as a battlefield. I can either get out or work to get to the finish line. I have to look at it as kill or be killed." That's a hell of a quote. Let's. I could barely get it out, but it's a good quote.
Respect.
Let's break it down.
Well, I'm asked sometimes, would you recommend being a filmmaker? Would you recommend doing this? And I would say absolutely not. Like, if you like I haven't crossed the children's path, meaning having kids yet. But I'm like, if I had a kid who asked me, hey, I want to be a filmmaker, I was like, no, I would do anything else but this. This is like, it takes a certain discipline to do this. And, in my opinion, You either have it or you don't. I don't think this is something you can learn. Now, you can learn in college, or classes, or by self-taught how to make a movie, to pick up a camera, editing, all of that, the basics, and even the intricate parts, sound effects or visual effects. But when you watch these people's movies, you can really see like, yeah, you're not a filmmaker. But the ones that you see, that passion is evoked through the work that comes on the screen, this person is a disciplined filmmaker, and you can't tell this person that they're not a filmmaker. Like, you a filmmaker? Yes, I'm a filmmaker. You ain't a filmmaker. They'll cuss you out like that. Like, if you like if somebody challenge your filmmaking role, and if you ain't ready to cuss them out, like, is that passion there, or are you that discipline? Like, I don't even need to involve myself in this, but whatever. But I would not recommend this. I would instead vet people, meaning this is why I'm trying to create this Hollyhood movement, or encompass this Hollyhood movement under one umbrella, is because this is me vetting people. So this is not people coming to me saying, hey, Jeremy, I want to be a part of this. No, this is me in my eyes, my 20, 30 plus years of history eyes, and pissed offness, and seeing other people in that space, in different spaces. And this is the vetting process. And I'm inviting them in to share their pain with everyone, everyone else. So no, I would not go on a campaign to tell anybody to make movies. I'm out here finding folks who are in this game, and I see it. They are hustlers, grinders. They are really filmmakers. So, and they will definitely be given the invite to, be a part of the movement. But yeah, so, and what else did I say in this quote? It's about a battlefield. Yes. Mm-hmm. I have made 20 movies. I don't remember.
Wow.
20 movies.
That's
Let's just say 20. Maybe it's 18, but let's just say 20. So 20 movies. And if I didn't have the mindset that this is a battlefield, that it is kill or be killed, I would never make one film, because everything and their mama's gonna go wrong making a movie at all times. Your sound is gonna go out. Your battery's gonna go out. You forgot this chord. This actor's late. This actor can't. This actor cancels. This actor comes on set unprepared. Weather, rained out, you can't get here, or a venue, you can't get a hold of a person who owns the venue, and they're not opening the doors, or the money didn't hit. You applied for a grant and it didn't come through. Like, whatever and anything possible is going to happen on every movie, every TV show, everything you create, period. I have accepted this. So in order to get to the finish line, I have to put on my battle gear. Put on that armor of God in so many terms, you know what I'm saying? And so doing that, when that sound goes out, when that person is late, when the money don't come through, I'm like, boom, oh, boom, and keep going to the finish line. And I get to that finish line 99% of the time. I wouldn't say 100, but there are times when you get so many hits and hits and hits and hits and hits, and your armor is hurting and it's over, and you don't have no more left. Then it's like, all right, look, white flag, retreat. Yes, I have pulled the plug on projects before, so yes, I'm not completely just battle proof. This game hurts. This game costs you friendships. This game costs you a lot, So if you're not ready for this, if you're not ready to kill or die in this, don't do it. I'm ready for both. Even if Hollywood comes a knocking, I'm ready for them too. Like,
Well, Jeremy, we are glad that you are a filmmaker, because you are one exceptional talent.
Respect. Thank you. And it's an honor to even be out here giving the world, not even my perspective, because I'm here to give the world a bunch of perspectives, and hopefully even when I pass on, it transcends me. The movement is forever, because they're going to make movies forever, but hopefully we make a movie under one umbrella.
Got it. So look, How can us grown folk connect with you, follow you? Give us all of your social media.
Okay, I am primarily on Facebook. You can search me, backslash or / R sharp 17, like Ryan R sharp 17. And then I'll pop up and I'll add you. Instagram, I am Mindworthy Studios. Mindworthy Studios. That's the name of my company, Mindworthy. And how that came about is my favorite shows back in the day were Flavor of Love, For the Love of Ray J. Like those shows got me to the level of laughter that I have never experienced. And I love that. But my problem is when I see the ending credits of this show, the company that made this show was called Mindless Entertainment. And I'm like, how dare you? You create one of my favorite shows, but you think I'm mindless. And so so I said, okay, I'm gonna take a stance. My company is gonna be Mind something, something, something. And then I came across the dictionary word, I think it was noteworthy. And I was like, Mindworthy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Jeremy Michael Jones, the Master Blaster, thank you for stopping by, Wyatt.
Thank you,
You
sir.
gotta come back.
This was an awesome experience, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to your viewers. Appreciate you all tuning in, and hopefully you got something from it.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, so y'all, there you have it. You can find the official Wyatt podcast page at WyattEvans.com, the go-to destination for LGBTQ plus news, features, commentary, and entertainment. WyattEvans.com is visited by more than 100 countries on the regular. All I can say to that is, hey, baby. And at WyattEvans.com, you'll find my smoking hot, HAWT hot, Nothing Can Tear Us Apart series of novels. And as you just saw on the top, the newest installment is called Shattered. I said Shattered. And y'all, Shattered is full of action, danger, intrigue, sexually charged situations, passion, and all of the wonderful elements that you're used to in the Nothing Can Tear Us Apart series of novels. So get your new copy of Shattered. Now you can follow me, your host, Wyatt O'Brien Evans, all across social media, and poof, is right there for you to peruse, like TikTok and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. And if you have any comments or whatever, you can hit me up at wyattonair@gmail.com. So until next time, y'all, woof, goddammit, woof, 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 woof. I said woof.